Good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. The long wait in Anambra is over now. Now Anambra has a governor-elect, former governor, I hasten to add, of CBN, and now waiting to be a first-time governor in Anambra State. My guest this morning to look at the journey to here and its import, Mr. Smart Oluwole Apejoye, political affairs analyst. Thanks as always for coming on.
Thank you and good morning. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. And old friend of the house, I was going to say, because they wrote in front of me here, Uche Okoro. So I'm not going to call you Uche Okoro. Mojeed Jamiu, analyst, economist, but we'll be looking at the analyst part this morning, political analyst part. Good morning, Mojeed.
Good morning.
Good morning, viewers. If I say MJ from time to time, it's Mojeed Jamiu I'm talking about. So here we are. It's a happy day because, look, Nigeria is pretty much the way it has always been, in spite of the warnings, the apprehensions that, God forbid, something might break, and measures were taken to address such an eventuality, God forbid. But here we are. I think, by and large, this has been a successful operation.
I think I must give kudos to the Anambra.
There you go.
That's the people of Anambra. I have a lot of Igbo guys, so I think I know what.
Yes, you know what Indi Anambra means. Not that you can say one more sentence.
So, having said that, I also give kudos to INEC for the successful conduct of that election. Although, I mean, we had some little skirmishes, little itches, little glitches somewhere, especially because of the Bvas, that's the bimodal verification accreditation system, which is being deployed for the very first time. I mean, it's now capturing your fingerprint and your face. So, also the security agents, especially what they did yesterday at Ihiala. Voting couldn't start till about 12 o'clock because there was an ambush of those conveying materials. I mean, it's like they never wanted that Ihiala to be part of
and we were on the program, we were wondering what is going on,
yes,
what is going on.
So there was an ambush and there was 3 hours of exchange of gunfire between the security agencies and God knows who, because IPOB has come out to deny that they were not involved. But then there were some gunmen. A gun fire for about 3 hours. But then the election held, we have a winner. Congratulations to Charles Chukwuma Soludo. And congratulations to the people of Anambra.
And the Anambra, as you said, all of us are good, at least I think all of us speak those 2 words of Igbo, in the Anambra. They know what we mean. They forget the tonation. Smart BVAS was like a masterstroke, even though it had its problems, its challenges. But if you agree that by and large it also went well, maybe you'd like to, also major on the BVS system.
First, I want to say thank you, Nigerians, because all Nigerians were involved. I want to say INEC, kudos. And again, I want to also appreciate the INEC chairman. He said something when he was being screened. He said he was too big to be bribed. That if he had wanted to be bribed, that maybe too many years ago. He said right now, if he takes the job as INEC chairman, he would do his job, and Nigeria would be his first constituency.
Okay.
And I think he's living up to that. So INEC, kudos to you. Also, you see, you have raised technology again to a point whereby it's beginning to reduce, perhaps, if not eliminate, rigging and ballot stuffing. This new, whatever that you have bought,
BVAS.
Yes, just like every technology must have a teething problem at ab initio. But as it goes on, of course, we will improve on it. So the card reader also had that initial problem, but today it's better. And I'm sure at the next election, maybe when we're going to have the metropolitan election in Abuja, Ekiti and Oshun, I'm sure you would have improved on it. So you have room for improvement, and I want to commend you for this. So it's a good way And thank you for holding on to your words. INEC displayed complete impartiality. And again, to the Anambrans, thank you for coming out. If you look at, I don't even want to subscribe to the fact that the turnout was low.
Okay.
Turnout has always been low in Anambra. When you look at, go and see the election results that this guy had in the second time, Obiano, less than 92,000 or so. And if this time we're having over 103 or 10 whatever, I think but then let us do better. Let us leave that realm of affairs that, oh, my vote does not count. No. If you are saying my vote does not count, it's as well as saying that, look, anybody that governs me, either they perform or not, I'm not bothered. We must be bothered. Again, I'm also using this method, this platform to canvass that, please, if you are yet to register, please go and register. Your votes count. INEC is beginning to show that our votes will count.
Indeed. Mojeed, although, you know, Smart touched on it, this reputation that Anambra has of, you know, low turnout of voters, it's a well-known fact. Ayodele Ozugbagu, when he was reporting from there, had recalled this particular aspect, even when there wasn't the sort of tension and emergency that we witnessed, you know, coming through this. But it went according to that reputation, it needs to be said. Maybe with the prescribed IPOB actually speaking up and, you know, encouraging India Anambra to come out and vote and guard their vote, things can only get better from here.
Yes, I think I think there's an established fact. Even in presidential elections in Nigeria, the average turnout is about 33%. It's never been higher, except in those days where Bvas will give us 2,100,000 over 2 million.
In those days.
In those days, I mean, but then I think now we are back to reality. I mean, what we see these days are a clear reflection of how elections should be, although we still need to move up to about 60% participation in elections. The population of Anambra, according to the Anambra state government, 2020 is 11.4 million. That's the population estimated. Now, registered number of voters in Anambra is 2.466 million. That's total registered voters for these 2021 elections. Then we have this election, 249,000 voters were accredited, which is just about 10% of the total registered voters, out of which Soludo garnered 112,229 coming tops for APGA. And you can see, I'm going to talk about APC here.
Yeah, because he more than doubled.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
the second runner-up, so to speak.
Yes. Why I'm talking about APC is the fact that, you see, when you compromise your primary during the electioneering process, in the process leading to the emergence of your candidates, then you see your D-Day doom on election day.
Because there are a lot of aggrieved people that might have been working for you, fighting for you.
Apart from that, you know, recall that the Minister of Labor and Productivity, Dr. Prisingige, is from Anambra. He's a stakeholder. He alleged that no primary is held in Anambra. He's a member of the APC. He's a minister. He's the highest political office holder in that state. But Andy Uba and some people claimed that Andy Uba won that primary with 230,000 votes. That's APC members voting for their candidate. Now, the person who came second, then I've forgotten the name now, came...
Ezugbo.
Sorry, yeah, correct. Ezugbo had just about 30-something thousand votes. Now, this is election day, APC 43,280. And your party members, you claimed they voted for you 230,000 for primary. Where are they?
You know,
so you know, in the first place, I think all of these parties, all the parties, perhaps have complained with their with their primaries.
With their primaries.
All the parties.
Because don't forget
PDP
that they could
had
have
the
come
same
through
thing
without INEC saying that it attests to the fact that this person won
the election.
Won the primary election.
I probably want to go with INEC, one. But however, you see, all the parties had issue with their primaries. Until the last moment, there were still issue with Soludo's emergence as a candidate, because the Supreme Court had to give a judgment validating his candidature of APGA. Equally, APC had the same thing. PDP had the same thing. Now, you see, when it comes to the opposition parties in Anambra State, what they have not learned is that they have not put up a common front. Because putting up a common front is that, look, we have a government that is already there. So if we have to go, we must ensure that everybody, though in democracy you can never have 100%, but we must be sure that at least almost everybody are carried along. And again, post-primary, that is crisis management now. They didn't do that. Because you should have gone again to perhaps persuade the likes of, though it will be difficult to bring friendship between Andy Oba and Ngige. Not forgetting what happened when he was governor. The kidnapping saga of when the sitting governor was kidnapped. So it will be very difficult to bring such people together. It will be, considering whatever.
We'll continue this, but as we're congratulating the winner of that particular contest, Professor C.C. Soludo, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll continue with our sort of observation analysis in studio, as well as taking calls from you at home as well. Stay with us, please. Okay, welcome back. The ultimate update, shall we say, on Anambra Governorship Election. We now have a governor-elect, Professor C.C. Soludo, candidate of APGA. And, my colleagues here have just been speaking about, the lie of the political ground in Anambra. APGA, we talk about perhaps Ndigbo, but let's limit ourselves to Anambra now. It's sort of like it's a done deal. That's the party that they know. So I take particularly smart saying things like, look, if you're going to oppose an organization like that, you've got to not be fractured. You've got to come together. But fracture or not, Professor Charles Soludo, in his acceptance speech, which you might have heard, this is the time, he said all the right things. This is the time for reconciliation. He invited all those, first of all, congratulating all of those who, were contested for their, bravery and the fact that they took it very, very seriously. Congratulated all of them, didn't put any shade on them at all, invited them to join hands because that is the only way. Well, that's the way he put it. But as I said, in this kind of events, you say the right things. That is the only way he's going to succeed. All of those former opponents should now feel free to come on board. Mojeed, you think setting the right tone, really? Setting the right tone?
Yeah, right from the onset, Soludo, I watched the debates and I was quite impressed with the way Soludo carried on. And he has lived up to that billing.
Okay, the way he carried himself.
Yes, the way he carried himself, and the way his determination. Recall that even
in the face of so many distractions.
He was attacked. 3 of his security mobile policemen were killed in a shootout, but that didn't deter him. Soludo is the only candidate who traversed all the 21 local governments of the state, where Ifeanyi Uba was busy campaigning at Aspamda and Alaba in Lagos, while the candidate of the PDP and that of
Abuja
were campaigning in Abuja. Some took their campaign to Asaba. We are holding meetings for an election. They are visuals of all this. It's not as if we are joking.
We're not making this up.
Yes. So, you have an election, but IPOP threatened that you can't come and campaign there. Soludo took his campaign there.
Door to door.
The day his convoy was attacked, his campaign convoy was attacked in a local government, he went back there and told them, we are all together. This is Anambra. We need a leadership. We can't allow distractions. And look at the result we have today.
So perseverance and persistence, and then you've got to be a man of valor. You know, you can't be a person who is shaken easily if you're going to take anything meaningful in that area.
Yes, I agree, but going beyond the election now, because I'm always interested in governance. I think what Soludo should begin to do now, in the first place, is that he must bring force to force everybody in APGA that were against him before. Let him have a town hall meeting where he's going to bring all these people so that they can walk along with him. Now, let him look at, first, APGA has a very fantastic
one moment, please. Forgive me for interrupting you, but I remember, and please try and remember where you got to, sort of mending the fences now, especially family fences, political family fences. But Reverend Dominic is on the line. Good morning, Reverend.
Good morning, Yori. Good morning, my brothers and my friends in the studio.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, Reverend.
First of all, Yori, we should congratulate Charles Soludo for winning this election. To most of us, it's not surprising. I told us last week, Wednesday, that this election is between the Bvas family and the Soludo family. And Anambra knows these two families very well. And truth must be told, the Anambra began to sense what it calls good governance in our own terms here, good governance in Nigeria terms, when APGA through Obi came into power. Honestly, if you go to Anambra today, you see good roads, you see good infrastructure. So if that comes to count, anyone that will displace APGA in Anambra must put their house in order. That's being said. And I want to say this, the work for Soludo now is still security, security, and security. You should find a way to unite Anambra people by giving them good governance that could give us some semblance of what we call security. There's joblessness in that nation. There's joblessness in that state, if I can say. And many of them are very, very strong in character, in education, in culture, in business. He must find a way to unite these people by giving them security. There's not nothing here. Leave business, leave economy. If you can have good business, Igbo man can find a way to make money anywhere in the world. Security and security. And I told him, I pray that God give him power and wisdom to continue where Obi left, and Obi is about to hand over baton to him.
Exactly.
I pray he continue that way. In the name of Jesus.
Exactly.
Good morning, Nigerians.
Thank you very much, Reverend. Even Soludo, in his acceptance speech, had sort of offered the prayer that Obi would finish strong, you know. The campaign governor would finish strong. He's been Obiano would finish strong. He's been doing a good work. What I had interrupted.
Yes, like I said, after immediately what he must embark on, look, is a family settlement.
Reconciling everyone.
Reconciling his family. And that his family is the APGA family. Thereafter, he must begin to now work. If I am Obiano, he does not have a deputy right now. He probably appoints Soludo as his deputy. Probably appoints Soludo as his deputy. And let Soludo now sort of let the deputy governor take the responsibility
and then
of the government
himself in.
So, and he can begin to ease himself out, and so it will be a smooth and a seamless transmission to
talk about the creative solution
to power. But however, I think Anambra, first to first, Soludo has a job at hand. That job is that he must improve on the infrastructures. And again, you see, we have some business
good hubs. As it is reported to be.
Yes, you see, we have some business hubs in Anambra, in Nnewi, and Onitsha. These are two areas where you must work on.
Okay.
If I am Soludo today, look, I will start discussing with investors that we bring in private power power plants to Nnewi. What we'll do is that between now and that time, because the person there now is my person, it's my governor, it's my godfather. He brought me in, he supported my coming in. What I'll do is that let this government now start it. So within the next 6 months, they could have all their feasibility study, their environmental impact assessment, and hit the ground running.
Okay.
That within the 2 years, there should be an independent
visible
that at least we should be cut off national grid.
Okay, I got to take Elder David now, lest I lose him. Good morning, Elder David, and thank you very much for holding on all that while. Elder David in Alimosho. Elder David in Alimosho.
Good morning, sir. Yorin.
Good morning, sir. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right.
I congratulate this government, the APC government, for making things easier for people now. And I congratulate the Soludo that win the election too. He should be grateful to this government because the government have make things very easy now. The system they have brought make it very easy now for people to win election. Nobody can ring it. But the issue is this: let them themselves always accept defeat when they are defeated. Because what happened in Bayelsa, we know what happened there. APC won, but when somebody went to court, then when they changed, they were complaining. Then we know what happened in Zamfara. To tell you how mature APC government is, the system they bring is the best system now. But the court issue is still there. I don't know how they go. But let's just say congratulations and let Soludo thank the government of APC.
All right.
May God bless you and may God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Elder David. There should be some kudos going to the ruling party because Elder David has credited them, no doubt, among others, for making this a success.
No, give it to give it to Buhari and give it to Professor Mahmood of INEC. The last off-cycle election that was held in Edo, APC lost. APC is the ruling party. I mean, this is a clear departure from what used to happen under PDP. And I would say kudos. And this one, even the APC candidate came third. And according to Elder Dominic, even if the Uba family face Soludo, they will still end up having 64,000. It will still beat them. So even if they do like, if they match their parties. Now, to what Soludo should do, I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to bring his wealth of experience in the international community. I mean, having been governor of the central bank, I mean, I was a business reporter when he was governor, and I know that he wields that a lot of support. I mean, remember the needs program that brought him to the Obasanjo government before he was appointed as CBN governor. So I have no doubt that he will bring that wealth of experience to good use in Anambra. And I think the people of Anambra are lucky to have a Soludo.
A man of that caliber.
Yeah.
Patrick in Warri, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody in the studio.
Okay, then. Please go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Patrick from Warri. I want to congratulate not just Soludo, but the people of Anambra and Southeast at large. This victory is not just for Anambra people, but the Southeast people. This is somebody we know his pedigree, and we'll be yearning, working hard for him to win the election. To God be the glory, he has done that. There's no doubt, we know his capabilities. We believe that he will display what he did while being in CBN. Now, to the other parties, right from the campaign stages, you know, they were not serious. They were not serious. We all know. You can't be in a party that does not have organized people and put them forward to come and campaign. People like APC. Immediately they brought in somebody like the governor from Imo State. We know how he came in. We know that party is collapsed already. I told a friend that they will not come second because of the caliber of people they put forward for their campaign.
All right, then. Well, thank you very much for calling in. Really do appreciate your call. Elder David was concerned. Haven't seen what had happened in other political electoral dispensations about the quote-unquote Supreme Court option, like, shall we call it there for now? Let's call it that for now. That how are we sure? Unfortunately, we have the saga in this country where courts have helped actually determine the end results of election. Any such fear on this? Well,
first I don't. Because in the first place, all those contention issues that probably would have resulted after elections were taken on before pre-election. So, and if a judgment has been given on a case, it cannot be revisited. So, it was a good thing that at least most of these cases went to the Supreme Court, more especially in Soludo's case, and Supreme Court gave its verdict. Now, except, and with what all Nigerians have seen, there is no way you will say this election was marred with rigging, with violence, and because of rigging and violence, it has helped one party to emerge. It was clean and clear. Again, I was giving kudos to INEC. INEC media person was on here on a program this morning. He said, look, the moment from the world, the moment an election result has been counted, they post it and it went straight into their
server.
Their server. That even before anybody, that it is there it is there in their website, and it cannot be deleted or whatever. That except if a court gives something else. He said so. That makes it very clear. I don't know. Of course, I know politicians. Well, they will always have cause to go to. They don't accept defeat. Yeah. They will probably want to go to court. So, of course, the court is there for everybody. They are free.
Let me take Okon from Port Harcourt. Morning, Mr. Okon.
Good morning, the TVC News. Good morning, Nigeria. I congratulated my beloved brother Soludo by taking the position of the next governor to be in Anambra State. Fine, you are winning the governor. A leader is made by example. You have many work to be done in Anambra so that you can change Anambra to the main city that it is. I came to understand based on the story of my father. Anambra is one of the ancient eastern states in Nigeria. So we are winning APC and other parties. Congratulations for that. You have a very good work to play. Forget, God is going to stand by you because they're planning to take you to court. God already gave you the victory. Because so far the INEC doing a right thing and make a right decision for them to appoint you as a winner. People vote for you, they see you that you are a winner. Automatically, God has given you the victory from the court already.
Thank you very much, Mr. Okon. Thank you, Mr. Okon, for calling in. Mojeed, along the lines of Mr. Okon there, INEC, had done the right thing and following from Smart, saying that he sees scant issues really now for you to take to litigation. One of the big ones might well have been the election yesterday, because as there were frustrations, criticisms of INEC, there were those who were also saying that, look, perhaps we should be a bit patient. INEC is trying to fulfill all righteousness and leave no stone unturned. Especially now with the benefit of 2020 hind vision. It does look like it might have been frustrating, maybe annoying, but it might have been a good move at the end of the day because nobody can now take that and try to make an issue out of it. Now,
I think INEC knew its onions, and I think the returning officer yesterday, Professor Florence Obi, the Vice Chancellor of University of Calabar, and I think kudos to that woman. Despite all the pressure, and she was able to soak it in. She was calm, and she was very firm. Even when some of the politicians were trying to intimidate her, she said, no, you've had your take. We have left that local government. We are moving on to the next level. And she stood her ground. And she's been able to, conduct this election in a very...
Showed that she was firmly in charge.
Firmly in charge.
Okay, I beg your pardon, Mojeed. I've got to go on a quick break now. Stay with us, please. We'll continue as soon as we come back. And we'll keep taking your calls as well. Okay, welcome back. There's something of euphoria, because of the successful conclusion of the Anambra Governorship Election. It was a feisty contest, shall we say. People might have had their candidates, people might have had their favorites, but at the end of the day, Soludo has emerged with easily, more than doubling that of the next person to him, which happened to be the candidate of the PDP, and then the candidate of APC even less. Soludo leading by more than half. Soludo leading by double what indeed were the votes that accrued to the PDP contestant. And so that sort of shows among the things that have been said on this table this morning, that APGA is solidly Anambra. And then it's been said, although I don't know why anybody wants to be talking about breaking the hold of Anambra just on this, as soon as it has just re-established that hold, but people are saying that there's a scientific way to do this thing. You want to do it, maybe people should just learn that for when the next contest comes around. You, opposition, got to sort of get yourselves together, become a monolithic block as opposed to this splintered.
I don't know why a state like Anambra should have 18 people contesting.
18
yeah.
no less. 18 candidates participated in that election.
And from what we are seeing, I mean, on the screen now, there are only 4. Let me say 4. Because ADC with 324 votes out of 2.5 million. It's no contest. I think TVC is being unfair to by even displaying this. It's a waste of space.
Let me take Bernard. Good morning, Bernard in Enugu.
Yeah, good morning, Uncle.
Good morning, sir.
Actually, I'm Anambran. I think God will win in Anambra State.
Okay.
The tension is very, very, everywhere is quiet. Everybody is happy. So I'm not congratulating only Soludo. I'm congratulating the people of Anambra. They made it possible for INEC to strike.
Yeah.
The people, the security agency, they did a very good job. Had it been that they supported one person or the other, the INEC will not be possible for INEC to do what they did. The people conducted themselves very peacefully, and the police did a very good job. The police and the security agents will have to congratulate them. Then another thing, Uncle Jamiu said something very important. The political parties to help us in the way they give us candidates. Direct, indirect primary is not the solution.
Okay.
The
Quality of
solution for the political party to do a good job and give us a good candidate that should be sellable. They should not go and give us, at the end of the day, they give us 230 votes. At the end of the day, the person will not even make up to 10 votes. So they should do a groundwork and give us somebody that is very good. At the end of the day, God win, Anambra win, Soludo win, everybody is happy. That's my own. Congratulations to Anambra. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for calling into. And everybody, I mean, APGA, Soludo, synonymous, almost interchangeable. And you say, by the way, his running mate hardly featured in, I don't know why that is. In fact, we had to look it up. Who indeed was Professor Soludo's running mate?
Honestly, I can't. I mean, you see, Soludo has a towering figure.
Yeah.
Even, yes, as CBN governor, he was in charge.
Indeed.
And I hope the deputy governor won't be a permanent spare tire.
Won't feel intimidated.
I think that's the key word.
The towering height.
Yes, because Soludo, I mean, if you can handle the Central Bank of Nigeria, I mean, you can handle any state in Nigeria.
Okay, one moment, please. Uche in Nnewi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for calling in. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, this is Uche from Nnewi calling.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning.
I can hear you, Uche. Good morning to you. Go right ahead.
Congratulations to Soludo. Congratulations to APGA. We thank God for everything. This election was so tense that people thought it would. Okay, this election was so tense, and they thank God nobody, to the best of my knowledge, died as a result of this election. Nobody died, and we need to thank God for that. But somebody was saying that we should thank APC. No. We don't need to thank APC.
The ruling party.
APC were in power. Some other opposition parties won election. Like Asuwaju won in Lagos. I remember. Even Adam Soshomole went to court and he won in Edo. So many other parties won during PDP. So when somebody is saying that during PDP that people were not winning, opposition were not winning elections, I think that's not fair.
All right. Okay then. We take your contribution as well. Thank you very much for making it smart. The other thing that at the time was felt to be a touch and a go kind of an affair was the level of security the blanket, virtually, security in Anambra State. With hindsight now, that was a good call?
Well, in the first place, again, we should also thank Mr. President. When it was becoming glaring that there might be no election because of security, the Attorney General said, look, if this insecurity continues, there might be a state of emergency, there might be no election in Anambra State. And immediately, the governor was so furious with that statement, went to meet Mr. President. Mr. President said, look, go back to your state and put it in order. Called all the security, gave a directive that Anambra election must hold, that the security agencies must do everything within their power to make sure there is security in that place. Then again, we must also thank all the leaders that are not political leaders now, that is the Aneze Indibo, or what leaders of thought that spoke to this IPOB or the unknown gunmen to please allow there be an election in Anambra, because if there is no election in Anambra, it will not be good for you, and it will be another way of undermining your sovereignty and your democratic process. Please let us have a peaceful election. And you see, IPOB came out and said, look, okay, the sit-at-home order is vacated. The unknown gunmen went silent thereafter. I think, again, this shows that, look, opinion leaders matters. I think the opinion leaders did a very good job. Aneze Indibo did a very good job. They went behind the scene to talk to the people, religious organizations, because in Igbo land, they so much believe in this in their religious organization, like the Catholic and whatever. All the Catholic leaders came out, and this again put a shame to all those prophets of dooms that were saying there will be no election, it will be bullets that will be flying. God shamed them.
Yeah.
There was election in Anambra State, and to a large extent, just like Uche said, there was no single bloodshed.
Indeed.
Again, I think what could have resulted again, that would have marred again, was the result from this local government where the police demonstrated. You see, Nigerian police, if you are sending your men out, please ensure that their allowance and whatever is paid at least 24 hours before departure to that place. It is not right where you send people out, you are not giving them the allowance to eat, you are not giving them the allowance, and you are sending them to the place. You don't expect them not to demonstrate.
All right then. Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim.
Onyekachukwu Ibezim. Is a medical. That's the deputy governorship. That's the deputy governor elect.
Exactly, deputy governor elect. So you know, alongside the towering CC.
Well, the
governor.
He also comes with some credentials too.
Of course.
He's a medical doctor, Dr. Ibezim, and also he has served as a special advisor to the current governor, Governor Obiano, and also is the current managing director of the Anambra State Oxygen plant, and also is an executive secretary of the Anambra State HIV and AIDS Control Agency.
So a man of no mean achievement himself. So it's really a Soludo Ibezim ticket. Yeah. Although, you know, for some reason, well, maybe because Soludo has been in public service and in the public eye since 2004, maybe even slightly before, but since 2004 when he was announced as the governor of Central Bank, as those cards show.
And recall that Soludo actually ran under the ticket of the PDP in 2009, and he lost to Peter Obi. And I think I must say that Anambra has consistently been lucky with the set of leaders they've been having, especially from Peter Obi.
Peter Obi.
Yes.
From Peter Obi up to the current governor, or the outgoing governor, Obiano.
Even including Gige.
He
started a good job.
He started a good job.
He started a good job.
Before he was kidnapped. And they distracted him.
Yeah, now that you go there, gentlemen, I mean, maybe like other states of the country, but in particular Anambra, it has such a wealth of talent.
Yes.
Going way back. you know, that has resided in Anambra.
Because so far,
you want to call scientists, you want to
governors.
call authors, you want to call IT specialists. They just have them galore. And so
they are not short of human resources.
At all.
They are not short of human resources.
But
they are not even short of business gurus as well.
Indeed.
You remember?
We have more millionaires in Nnewi per square kilometer than in Lagos.
Yes. So they know what they're doing.
It's on record.
Different capabilities. But even with money is plenty, but it's not everything.
Yeah.
Money is plenty, but it's not
that's
everything.
That's why I was talking about governance.
Yes.
You see, that's why I've said, like, look, within the next 2 weeks, right now, Soludo should come to the realization that let him start side by side with the present governor now and start moving Anambra forward.
Okay. I beg your pardon. Let me bring in Jerry. Jerry is calling in from Aja. Good morning, sir. Jerry? Jerry in Aja. Good morning.
Good morning.
If you can hear us, Jerry, go right ahead. You're on air now.
I think it's scrabbling.
I think maybe there's some sort of blockage.
Network.
Maybe. So that's for the Jerry call. But I interrupted.
Yes, so I said, look, let him start now, because you see, in the first place, when he was CBN governor, the guy he tried as much as possible to want to move the country away from into more of private practice. That is PPP. That is public-private practice. I think now that he has the opportunity of being the governor of Anambra State now, let him concentrate more on seeing where can I remove business from governance and push the business to the business people and create an enabling environment for business to thrive. Like I've talked, in first place, I understand that Anambra State have one of the best interconnectivity roads when it comes to within the states, local governments, villages. Now, they should concentrate on that. And again, let them begin to, the airports again that have just been opened, let them bring all the Anambra people together, the Igbos together, and say, look, we want to float an airline. Okay. And if you are floating this airline, look, the government is not part of it, but the government is providing the enabling environment. So what they should begin to look now, and on health too again, let him begin to plan how primary health will be very, very key in health administration in that state.
1 second, please. Let me bring in Divine, who has called in from Nnewi. Good morning, Divine.
Ifeanyi, it's me, Ifeanyi from
Ifeanyi. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ifeanyi, please go ahead, Ifeanyi.
Yeah, so let him begin to look at, the issue of primary health. The issue of primary health, let him begin to look at how do we do this. Education again. In the first, we have so many universities in that are under the states. Let him begin to look at how do I see that at least this education match the standards of universities, not even in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, because they have very vast human resources that can transform the state.
An interesting sort of agenda that you're setting for incoming Governor Soludo and Dr. Ibezim. But that's his setting agenda for the Soludo Ibezim team. What would be yours?
Yes, I believe that the Soludo that I know would have had his plan well marshaled out. I mean, this is not the first time he's running, and give it to him. Like I said earlier, he has all it takes to take Anambra to the next level. Comes with a very fantastic.
I'm going to come back to the airport that Smart spoke about. Not everybody is in agreement on the priority or necessity of that, but that everybody's entitled to their opinion. But in the meanwhile, no, I beg your pardon, sir, because in the meanwhile, I have Charles who has called in from Lekki. Good morning, Charles in Lekki.
Good morning, Mr. Ori and the crew there.
Okay.
Yes, I'm trying to relate what the other young man that called earlier on. We talked about Anambra being blessed with quality leadership over the years now.
Yeah.
It's contrary to what happens in Imo State, where the leadership there has been cost.
Go ahead.
Who have never seen the best governor we had in Imo State was during the Sambakwe era. After that, what we have in Imo State is now garbage in and garbage out. So I pray that God that gave the Anambra people the spirit to choose a quality leadership should also do that for the people of Imo State and save us.
Okay.
The carnage we are into.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for calling in, Charles. The opinion of people who call into the program is entirely theirs, and it's not necessarily our opinion. But thank you very much, Charles, for saying that. We're talking about Anambra now, and I think why Charles felt a need to call in is that we had said that the place is flooded with talent. And borrowing from Mojeed's observation, I also would agree that they're very lucky that at the end of the day, you have a person of sterling quality such as Soludo being just one of the many towering giants in Anambra. And for that matter, it needs to be said, in quite frankly, the other states. Those ones might not be as politically forward because sometimes you might have the towering status but not have the political organization.
All Southeast states are politically alive. They are not politically naive. Like he said, he made a reference to Imo State. Now, I'm not going to talk about that because of certain reasons. But then, you know, I said earlier that out of these 5 southeastern states, Anambra is the luckiest in terms of quality leadership. Okay. And going forward, I want to think that Soludo will invite the candidate of the PDP because the 2-hour political debate, governorship debate, that guy gave a good account of himself.
Let me try Mohammed in Abuja. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Larry. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Please go ahead right now.
Yeah, please, I want you to ask your panel to please discuss the issue of presidential candidates that the Southeast wants APC and PDP to run their party to Southeast. What will happen since they have all now focused on APGA? What will happen if the 2 parties now decided not to run their party to Southeast? What will happen? That's my question. I want to find your panel to answer.
Mr. Mohammed, just as we are about to breast the tape, and you know that the question you have asked is not something that can be exhausted in 15-20 seconds. Around the time I have left.
Let me quickly
just take a stab at it.
Mohammed,
you can't do more than 15 seconds.
I am not in support of zoning of presidency. Clearly, I am not in support. I am in support of a very credible candidate. First, that will see himself as a Nigerian, not as a Northerner, not as a Fulani, not as an Igbo man, not as a Kanuri man, not as a Yoruba man, that we see himself first as a Nigerian, and that can harness, resources.
Okay, that's enough.
So that's
enough.
As I'm concerned. So I'm not
I know there's a lot more in there, but that's enough. How would you address Mohammed's conundrum?
I won't deviate from what my brother just said, because we have seen the example in Anambra now.
Yeah.
To Mohammed, we are now we all belong to APGA. That's why we've been praising Soludo.
That's right.
But you see, we have been monitoring this election. We saw the run up to it and the outcome. I watched the debates and I just said it here. They said the person who came second, showed that yes, he has that capability to also take Anambra. Just like Soludo. Yes. That's why I said Soludo can also bring him on. So it's not about whether we are rooting for APGA. Of course, APGA has just one state. So, Mohammed, we are talking objectively here.
But he didn't even say. He didn't even say so. We are just deducing from his tone.
I know where
of his question and where he is going. Mohammed, nice one there. You could see that. We didn't have the time, but I think there's something to bite onto in what has been said. Mojeed said he wouldn't deviate from Smart, and Smart had said that, look, just give us a Nigerian candidate. Doesn't matter where he comes from. We don't want to particularize on one particular area. And so that probably comments on the whole zone effect. In fact, I'm done. Well, let's just leave it here. This is a fine place to sort of leave it. Because the tape is just in front of us and I don't want us to start something important and then frustratingly we have to truncate it. I want to thank you very much, Mojeed Jamiu, for always coming on when we need you. Thank you very much. And indeed to you, Smart Oluwole Apejoye. Thank you very, very much for coming on. And once more, congratulations to Professor C.C. Soludo and Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, the winning team of APGA that are now governor-elect and deputy governor-elect in Anambra. And as our guest said, congratulations in the Anambra. That's our program today. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folari. Bye-bye for now.